Every time I watch the Suns, I have less belief that they can win 16 games in these playoffs. They went into the playoffs, and I was like, oh boy, never lost with Durant. I don't love their depth, but man, this looks like should, if it's healthy, should be the team. And that first game, I was like, yikes. And then game 2, even though they won, I was like, you're playing really? Is 40 minutes a night for Chris Paul and 45 a night for Booker and Durant? And then game 3, no Kawhi Leonard. Norm Powell has the game of his life.
He can cook.
And no, I understand, but 42, he could have won 6 Man of the Year. I get all that, but 42 points for Norm Powell. Once again,
in the game,
Durant is standing in the corner like he's Joe Harris from his own Nets teams. Like, I'm there if you need me to shoot. Other than that, I'm just going to be chilling. And once again, and Monty Williams, who I have immense respect for as a man and as a coach, he knows what he's doing, and he clearly feels like, I just can't rest these guys. Can we show you the numbers? We are now a week into these NBA playoffs. The 2 leaders in minutes per game are the 2 Suns wings. And in the top 10 is Chris Paul, who's my size and my age. Brew. They desperately need Torrey Craig in every single one of these games.
Yeah,
he had the biggest
he's actually played really well.
Great.
He had a huge shot.
I don't think you can win an NBA championship with a 5-man team. I just don't.
You make a lot of sense. There's no question. But I'm not that worried about KD and Booker's minutes. Now, I expect them to go down at least a little bit. But KD he was injured, but he had a heck of a break. All right, so he might have fresh legs right now. He should. Booker's young, and Booker's a sturdy, tough guy. Chris Paul has got to be a concern. I mean, there's 2 things. One, he just might flat out get hurt. I mean, he gets hurt a lot in his history of his career, and you put in this type of minutes. Since 2017, or 2016, I believe, was the last year he averaged more than 32 minutes a game. And now you got him playing 39 against a deep athletic team like the Clippers. The second thing is, even if he remains healthy, is he going to be effective? Last night he shot 5 for 18. Maybe not a coincidence. He's probably wearing down. Open shots, because they're going to we're going to try double Durant. We're going to try to do what we can with Booker. Chris is going to get some open shots, and he was 5 for 18, and he's always been a good shooter. The one thing, though, Nick, the Suns, I hear you, but we've said it before. I'm not going to go into it deeply. Every team in the West, though, got questions. That's the thing. That's the one thing that can save them is everybody's got some issues.
Here's what I was worried about. End of the game, Ty Lue was like, what else do I have in my bag of tricks? How about the crazy small lineup? So here's how tall everybody was in the final 9 minutes. Bones is 6'2", Russ 6'3", Norman Powell 6'4", Terrence Mann 6'5", and Ayton and KD were still out there.
5 guards.
And it felt like the Suns didn't quite know what to do. Now, maybe that's because they've only played a handful of games, but I thought this was telling that you could roll out something strange and the Suns didn't have an answer for it.
And it also was that, once again, Ty Lue reminds everyone, he's one of the 3 best coaches in basketball. I know Kawhi Leonard, and I mean, they are a Bones Highland 3 in the final minute away from maybe, they would have still need something else, but from maybe stealing that game. My concern is twofold. One is, it's not just huge minutes. It's that it took those huge minutes to escape against a team without its 2 best players.
Because we both said yesterday, this should be an opportunity for you to get Chris Paul and others some rest.
And here's my second concern. I know we haven't talked much Denver since the playoffs started. Denver has looked really good the 3rd quarter against the Timberwolves, the last game notwithstanding. That series is going to be a quick series. That no place in sports in the NBA is harder than Denver because of the altitude. Even if the Suns advance, does anyone think they're going to advance in 5 at this point? I don't. I think the Clippers are going to win another one, especially if Kawhi's back. If this series goes 6 or 7, and you're playing these level of minutes, the Nuggets then have a week off, and you're playing at altitude. That's not great, man.
And the Nuggets look good.
Nuggets look really good.
Russ had another good game. 30 points, 12 assists. Let's take a look at his numbers, too. Game 1, he had 9 points and shot 16%, but he was making so many awesome plays. We actually classified that as a good game. Game 2, he had 28 and shot 56%, and last night he had 30. Nick, are you surprised? Are you shocked?
This is as shocking as
you keep
almost anything I remember in the NBA.
Oh, gosh.
What? Brew, you, on this topic, and you, by the way, you are being proven correct, but you were the drastic minority here. You were the opinion that Russell Westbrook can no longer help a team in a pursuit to a championship was the almost universally held opinion. You know how I know it? All the teams looking for a championship could have had him for nothing, and none of them wanted him.
Well,
none of them.
Except the Clippers.
Well,
that's one team.
Right, because, and when they signed the Clippers, I'm talking about when he was on the Lakers and they could have acquired him. Every team was like, you have to attach an asset to get us taken.
Because he's a tough fit. Not because he still can't play.
Well,
he is a guy, he's not a Kevin Durant where you're just going to drop him in there and fit.
Listen, I'm not arguing with you about it. I'm just, you seemed like, it seemed like you were reacting that what I said. I'm shocked.
Because he's not Charlie Chris. The biggest thing you've seen in the NBA,
no, I just
the most
can't remember
thing
something
in the NBA?
where I was more certain that a guy was simply done at this level of player. We had 2 years of evidence of it.
Well, on the Lakers.
The evidence was he didn't fit. Even with the Lakers, he didn't play nearly as well as his numbers suggested. But remember, he was like 18, 7, and 6 last year? He still can put up numbers. He just was a horrible fit.
And he hadn't tried on defense since this. He didn't try on defense with the Rockets. He didn't try on defense with the Wizards. He didn't try on defense with the Lakers. He is now flying around the court, blocking everybody's shot. I give him massive credit. I'm just shocked.
Here's what's surprising. That he's been so efficient, because even in his heyday, he wasn't an efficient scorer. So that's surprising. I'll give you that. And then the defense, where he's all over the floor. It's not just, position defense, but as you pointed out a few days ago, where he's flying from behind, blocking shots and slapping the ball away and things like that. But Nick, when he was this year, this is why it was all fit with the Lakers. 36-10 in a win over Memphis since he's been with the Clippers. 24-7 in a win over OKC with the Clippers. And then a big game, 25-9 in another win later in the season. And in Houston, he put up some big numbers in some playoff games. So I'm not so much blaming the Lakers. They should have never brought him there, but it was just a bad fit. He's a unique player, and Allen Iverson wouldn't have fit everywhere.
Right,
that's the same thing with Russell Westbrook. You even were saying that
you thought he might be out of the league because he wouldn't accept a different role that he had. Right now, it looks like he doesn't have to accept a different role.
Well, yeah, with the two other
on the
stars
Clippers
out
next year, and this is like his new home.
Yeah,
he's doing great.
Wildes.
You're going to run from me. You were with Nick, too.
No, I had a different take.
Wildes' take was this was all LeBron's fault.
That was not true.
That's what he said on the call.
He was chest out in the meeting saying all that.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.